Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Olympic series on Drishti IAS English. I am Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the topic of India's performance in Olympics. So the subtopics under this would be: why do some countries perform well at the Olympics? What are the reasons for it? Then why India does not perform well, and what are the government initiatives that has been taken for improving the performance of the athletes in Olympic Games. So, first of all, why do some countries perform well at the Olympics? What are the reasons for it? So, first is population and wealth matters. So, population is that the number of people or the number of people present in your country, and wealth is how rich is the country. So, Olympians are not produced overnight. That is true because it requires a lot of years, lot of practice and years of practice. So if we will see that the nations which are performing well at the Olympics, like for example the US or the China, because these are the two countries which majorly remains in top 2 in the medals tally. So we will see that the ecosystem of these countries are very different as compared to the developing countries. So the athletes, they are chosen at a very young age, and then on the basis of their talent or their expertise, they are trained for a very long period of time in that particular sport, and that is how these people win medals, gold medals at the Olympics. A country requires the economic resources, like for example the infrastructure for the athletes is required, the trainers or the coaches for the athletes are required, then the gaming ecosystem is required, stadiums are required, the infrastructure and the foreign coaches and the techniques are also required, and all this requires huge capital and huge infrastructure and huge investments. So, and then the health outcomes. Health is one of the most primary thing a athlete requires to perform well at the Olympics or in any sport or in any event, if that is at the topmost level, and if any athlete is competing with the other topmost athletes of the world. Then, but wealth alone cannot bring medals, as it can be seen with the cases of small countries but are very rich countries. So wealth alone is not the only parameters. Like you can take the examples of Luxembourg or Monaco. So these are rich countries, these have good per capita income, but these countries are also not able to win medals at the Olympics. And what is required to produce good athletes? So a portion of it also goes to the population. If we have a large population base, then it becomes convenient to choose the talented individuals or choose the hardworking individuals or good athletes from that bunch of people. Then the host effect. Host effect means the country which is hosting the Olympics. Then it has been widely observed that the host country typically boost their medal haul. Like the perfect example would be Beijing. So when the Olympic took place in China, China's medal tally improved. So this advantage can be attributed to lower transportation cost and climatic advantages. Now climatic advantages plays a very important role. Now imagine that the games are taking place in Asia while the athletes are coming from America or Africa. So it takes time, a human body takes time to adjust. So those climatic conditions, while the host athletes are very much adapted, have already adapted to those situations. So it becomes easier for them, comparatively it becomes easier for them to adjust and perform well at the games. The large wealthy nations with high population and per capita GDP are also more likely to be host and thus gain a double advantage. Now, Olympics are the events, are the sporting spectacle of the world which is of the highest strata and the highest level. So hosting a Olympic in itself is a big responsibility and a very capital intensive task. So not every country can afford to host Olympics. Only the countries which are doing well economically can afford to host the Olympics. So it is the rich countries which are capable of hosting the Olympics. So the host countries rich countries, and then the athletes of those countries are also very much adapting to the situation, so it adds on to their medal tally. Then command economies do well. Like for example, North Korea has won twice as many medals as India. While on the other hand, the Cuba, Soviet Union and China have also done well in the Olympics as compared to India. While there are some countries who are small in size, but they are also performing really well at the Olympics. Like for example, Jamaica. Now Jamaica is a country, is an island nation which is very small as compared to India in size, but the athletes, especially with the track events, the Jamaican athletes, they perform very well with regard to the 100 meters, 200 meters or 4 into 100 meters relay or 4 into 200 meters relay. So they won a lot of medals there. Then international sporting success is important for totalitarian regimes to boost nationalistic sentiments. Now totalitarian regimes are regimes where the opposition parties are not existing. So it becomes important for these regimes that the nation does well at the Olympics, because the national sentiments get a boost. Moreover, a strong central government is also better able to single-mindedly channel resources towards long-term investments like sports. Long-term investments like sports. See, sports, you can say, plays a role of the soft power, and any country winning at the Olympic, the national anthem of the country plays, the flag of the country goes high. So this in itself is a moment of pride for the country and a moment of joy for the whole country. Now dominance in few sports. Like for example, if we talk about India, then Indian wrestlers does well, and in the initial phase of Olympics, Indian hockey was a dominant force to reckon with. Now most countries win the bulk of their medals in a few sports. So if we take the example of US, so United States is always in the either rank 1 or rank 2 at the medal tally. But if we will see their medal tally, then it is not that they are participating in every event. There are few specific events where the number of athletes from these countries like US or China, they participate in a very large number. Like for example, swimming. Like for example, athletics. The number of or the chances of winning the medals are also very high, because the number of sports within the athletics or within the swimming or the number of events are also very high. So even though they participate in a very limited sports or very limited events, but the number of medals which they are winning is at a very high proportion. While on the other hand, if we will see India has won medal in badminton, India has won medal in wrestling, India has won medal in hockey, then India has won medal in weightlifting. So these are single events, not many sub events are there within it. Then at the London Olympics, for instance, there were a total of 47 athlete events for both men and women, with a total of 141 medals up for the grabs. Thus, if India has to improve its medal haul, it makes sense to focus on excelling in a few sports. Like for example, if India is doing well in wrestling, then the different weight segments of wrestling, then India also needs to perform well in every single event, so that more number of medals can be won. Gender equality matters. Now, increased gender equality has a positive effect on the country's performance. Gender equality. The Olympic Games have grown to be the largest gender equal sporting event in the world. More than a century after women first competed at the Olympic Games, female athlete numbers were close to equal with those of the men at the Tokyo 2020, because the number of events that are there is also very much equal to each other. So the gender equality can also be seen. Then why does India not perform well? So India is a country of 1.4 billion population, but still India is not able to win as many medals as they should, seeing the population of India. So India is quite the force when it comes to the sport of cricket, but that is not reciprocated at the stage of the Olympics. Now the nation has a total of 35 medals till now, and majority of these medals has been won by the hockey team of India in the initial stages of Olympics. And individual medals are also very less. the hockey is a team event. Then before the Paris Olympics get underway, we take a look at why India did not perform well at the Olympic Games. Now the reasons are lack of infrastructure. Now lack of infrastructure is there in our country, but that is, as compared to the global standards, the infrastructure is less. So if we talk about the Olympics, then at the stage of a level of Olympics, the athletes of the topmost brass is coming there, and they are competing with and is giving their 100%. So it becomes very important to train at the same level throughout the year. So that is where in few events the India lacks at the infrastructure level. Then lack of sports culture. So there are sports culture in India with regard to few sports, but majority of the sports it is not there. Like India has a culture of cricket, and as of now, after like Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu has won medals in badminton culture is also developing, and after Neeraj Chopra has won medal in javelin, the javelin or the wrestling culture has also begun. But overall, if we talk about, then the sporting culture is very less. Girls not being allowed to participate in sports, that is true. As India, if we look at overall at the national and at the district or at the state level, then the gender equality is not very high. The popularity of cricket over other sport, even though India has won medals in other sports like boxing, like weightlifting, like shooting, but the popularity is there for a very short period of time, and specifically at the time when the athlete has won the medal. But what about after 6 months or 1 year? So if we talk about, then the popularity also plays a role with regard to the motivation of a person. Then corruption at the authorities level, corruption at the academy level, and corruption at the highest level also plays a part, and it is a big setback for the country and also for the athletes. Then what are the government initiatives that India has taken to increase the chances of winning the medal at the Olympics? So to improve India's performance at the Olympics and Paralympics, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has started the Target Olympic Podium Scheme. Target Olympic Podium Scheme has begun in the year 2014, and this was revamped in 2018 to establish a technical support team for managing the tops. Top is the Target Olympic Podium Scheme. So the people or the athletes would be selected under it who have the higher chance of winning the medal or finishing in top 3 or finishing at the podium during the Olympics. And these athletes will be provided the holistic support. So the scheme is fully functional in nature as of now and has been extended all requisite support to probable athletes identified for the 2020 Olympic Games and Paralympic Games, and also for the Paris Games, that is 2024. So this includes foreign training, international competition, equipment, coaching camps, and also a monthly stipend of rupees 50,000 for each athlete. So the holistic ecosystem is given to the athlete to perform or to train better. Then the 24 Khelo India State Center of Excellence have already started across the country. Kirti platform for the Khelo India Rising Talent Identification that aims to tap into untapped sporting talent across India, and with regard to the Khelo India Games, the future identification of good sportspersons can be done at the basic level. Then preparation for international events including Olympics and Asian Games in a continuous process, because performing well at the highest level is not and this cannot be done in a day or two. This requires rigorous training, this requires rigorous hard work, and most importantly, this requires continuous efforts. And with this continuous effort, the assessment of this continuous effort needs to be done at the proper time interval, and that can be done with regard to participation in the Asian Games, in the Commonwealth Games, and all other events that takes place throughout the year. Then training and competitive exposure to sports persons preparing for international sport events including Olympics is taken care under the scheme of assistance to national sports federations. So sports federations to also the sports federations will be getting the assistance. Then support for customized training of medal prospects including for Olympic Games and Asian Games is provided under the Target Olympic Podium scheme or under the overall ambit of the National Sport Development Fund. So the National Sport Development Fund is what will be providing the funds to the athletes. Then sports, if we talk about, then there are three lists, and that is the union list, state list and the concurrent list, and among the three lists, sports comes under the state list. Sports is a state subject and it is the primary responsibility of the state governments to develop sports, including development and creation of sports infrastructure of the international standards. And creating infrastructure of the international standards is very difficult because it requires research and development, it requires capital investment, it requires good coaches, it requires good training staff, etc. The central government also provides financial assistance under the scheme of Khelo India to the states and the UTs, and this financial assistance needs to be properly utilized for the better performance of the athletes. Then in recent years, the private sector has also been investing in the sports infrastructure in the country. So the involvement of the private sector is a positive news because private sector also brings good competition and good standard of work in the sporting section also. Then many private organizations are setting up sport academies and centers to promote sports at the grassroots level. And if things will be done at the grassroots level, and because this is from where the good or the future generation of good sports person will emerge. And the sporting culture will also be promoted if things will be done at the grassroots level. So what can be said in the end, that improving India's Olympic performance requires a concerted effort, a holistic approach, a targeted approach and a well coordinated approach from various stakeholders including government bodies, sports federation, corporate sponsors and community at large. Then addressing these factors through better infrastructure, increased funding, improved coaching and promoting a sports culture from a young age are crucial steps towards enhancing India's presence and success at the Olympic Games. See, infrastructure is the most basic things that a athlete requires. Then increased funding so that they can train with the increased or updated technology. Improved coaching. Coaching of the global level needs to be there, because if a person is competing at the global stage, then the coaches or the trainers of the global standard and stage are also required. So this was it, and in the end a practice question, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. The subject of sports comes under which list of the Indian Constitution? That is union list, concurrent list, state list or residuary list. So we have discussed this in the video. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.